Adrian Kress. Read by Tom McElroy.
"1920. I always knew that someday I would write this story down. I knew it the moment I saw the dark outline of a strange figure silhouetted in the hall of my dripping Greenwich Village apartment building. The figure was leaning against the railing of the stairs behind him, casual, almost lazy. I didn't know many people in the city yet. I was young, 19 years old. The Roaring Twenties were just in their infancy at this point, and Prohibition was a mere 3 months old. To have a visitor was interesting for me, and seeing as I generally enjoyed people, pretty thrilling, too. But I'll tell you something. I was not expecting this. There was a knock on the door. I opened it, curious. I saw the silhouette. Then the silhouette spoke. "Do you know Walter Richmond?" It was a question I took a moment to answer. I did know a Walter Richmond once. I'd met him, briefly, in the lab while I was in the Signal Corps. But did I continue to know him? Did I know him now? Was I able to answer yes to a "do you" instead of a "did"? Well, that I wasn't sure of. That being said, I know people. I know generally what they mean by the questions they ask. So I said yes. The silhouette didn't say anything then, and while I have since learned to let the silences pass, let others take the moment to fill them, at that point I was eager and young and very curious. "Why?" I added. The figure adjusted his weight, easing himself off the railing, and took a step toward me. As he did, he lit a cigarette, the flame briefly illuminating the face of a middle-aged man with a 5 o'clock shadow. I'd been getting used to seeing unkempt faces in the village. People were poor here, and couldn't always afford a shave, and even if they could, they were trying to purposefully look like they didn't care. A lot of work goes into looking like you aren't making any effort, just like with the impressionistic paintings, you could say. Still, even in the dark, I could tell this man was wearing a trench coat and a fedora, so it surprised me his face wasn't well taken care of. The cigarette was lit, a little red glow from the tip, and the man was in shadow again. "He's dead." The man spoke in a rumble, his voice low and emotionless. "Oh," I said. I wasn't that surprised. Many men I knew from my time in the Signal Corps were dead now. I was used to death. It didn't really bother me. Death was, and is, inevitable. "You don't seem surprised." I shook my head. "I'm not. I wouldn't have been surprised if you'd told me he was alive, either. I didn't really know him." "You didn't really know him." It wasn't a question, and it was here that I started to think that maybe I should be as careful with my answers as he was being with his questions. "Who are you?" I asked. I should have asked it first thing, but I admired the theatrics and wanted to see where the show was going. "I'm Detective Adam Sinclair. You're Joseph Drew." "Joey," I said. It was a new nickname I was trying out, ever since I moved to the village. "What are you detecting, exactly?" The man stepped into the small pool of light from the sconce to his left. He was still drawn out in shadows. He was a picture of light and dark, but I could see the face now, worn, carved deeply with thought lines and sunken cheeks. His eyes glinted at me. Whip-smart, I could tell. This was a man who was the main character of his own story and knew it. He spoke, squinting at me slightly, trying to figure me out. His murder, he said. His murder? I asked, letting the shock get the better of me. Detective Adam Sinclair didn't nod. He just flicked an ash from his cigarette onto the faded hall runner.